Wow, it has been a long time since you guys have seen this mug. I totally know. Yes, my hair is still growing. It's down to my butt crack. No, it's not down to my butt crack, but it's getting close. Which is good because with all this scare going on, I won't need toilet paper. Oh man, this video's already gone off the rails. That's fine though. No, my hair is just right here. I swear, there's nothing back there. But yeah, it's been a long time. We were talking a lot about the Bizarre Blades last time we met in this secluded area. You know, no, but really, the Bizarre Blades has done great. Thank you so much for all of your support. It has done phenomenally well, phenomenally well on Podium. Podium did the audiobooks, which is probably why they did so freaking well on Audible. And I want to thank you very much for any of you guys that used your precious credits on those books. The final book got a really cool reception. A lot of people love the ending. It's probably my very strongest ending, but I do have a new series that I'm working on with Jonathan Yanez. I did announce that earlier, and that is going to be a lot of fun. It's the story of Jack, and he is a mech ops pilot, and he pilots the legendary Jackal, but the Jackal is not really all that great, which, you guys know I love a good underdog story. Really, Jack's extremely talented, but his mech, the Jackal, is not very, but he finds a way to actually turn that around. And since people don't use Jackals all that much, it's a Class C chassis, which is pretty small as well, and people are now moving on to the bigger chassis of mechs. This one allows Jack to be pretty unique, and because I have to have something unique, right? He can be very creative with it in order to defeat his enemies. And I will say though, I kind of throw him through the ringer. Poor Jack. I mean, I just destroy that guy. I can't give anything away though. I really can't. I can't even show you guys the cover yet for it, but it's done and it looks amazing, and it's hard for me to keep it from you. So yeah, there's that, and I'm finishing up book 2. We're gonna get book 3 done, and then we're gonna release. And I can't tell you. I don't think I can even tell you when that is yet, but it's sooner than you think, and it's gonna be really cool because the world hasn't seen a publication from Stevie Collier in a very long time. So that's gonna be fun. I plan on right away, right after finishing up with this series that I'm doing with Jonathan Yanez, to moving on to something of my own. It's going to be even weirder than what I'm writing now. I find that, as much as, the negative reviews, they really don't like it because it's different. It's very different. I can't see myself writing ever if it's not weird and different. I don't want to say it's like the most unique thing in the world. That would just make me sound like everyone else. No, there's no real such thing as anything that hasn't been done already, but no one will write a book like Stevie Collier. I take some very big risks when it comes to my writing, and I want to keep it that way. I really do. The jokes, a lot of times the editors try to take it out, and some have even been pretty, I would say, almost rude about it, but I just kind of refuse. I feel like taking that out is kind of taking my soul out of that book. It takes my fingerprints off of it. So yeah, I really think that this next series that I'm going to write is going to be extremely entertaining, and I do have a title for it, which when I was a kid, R.L. Stine, one of his interviews, like this is back like more than 20 years ago almost, when R.L. Stine says he starts with the cover idea and the title idea as well as the end of the book. Now, I didn't come up with the end of the book, but I do know the beginning, and I know the title, and I even know the cover. And the title is Ninja and Wolf, like Starsky and Hutch. So, I mean, it's cool, though, because surprisingly, I know a lot about ninjas and ninjutsu. I don't know why. I've always liked them. Even though, like, a lot of people, they lose interest in ninjas when they see that it's not this romanticized thing where they're running around throwing, the ninja stars, as people call them, from coldsteel.com, which are fun, by the way. They're really fun. Kind of like an example, the ninja stars, yes, they could be thrown, but often they were just thrown so the ninja could get away. And isn't that interesting? It wasn't really to kill. Yes, it could kill, but it was really just as a distraction. Or I've even heard of some instances when a ninja was trying to run away, they would simply throw the ninja star in the ground so it kind of like left, so they could get away. It was always to get away. I think the ninjas are interesting because even though it's Japan and there's a lot of pride in Japan, the ninja would always want to live to fight another day. And they would take it to some very extreme levels in order to escape. So ninjutsu is super cool. It's still around today. We actually have a few ninjutsu masters. Now ninjutsu is very generic. There's a ton of other things about ninjutsu. Bujinkan being one of the most prominent ninjutsu places. I was actually fortunate enough to take a month's worth of classes while it was still here in Austin, Texas. And I have to say, that was probably one of the most difficult martial arts that I've ever done. And I've done martial arts for half of my life. Jeet Kune Do was my favorite, but Bujinkan Ninjutsu was freaking difficult. Like, you learn katas like karate, but it's so, like, they just won't even teach you the next step if you don't get the perfect angles right. And that's just how being a ninja is, I guess, is you have to be very precise. And so in the book, I would very much want to keep it as realistic as possible. But of course, it's still a novel, so I would go a little bit crazy with it. Gotta work on the name, though. It's not very good with keywords. Ninja and Wolf, I would say that would be a little bit closer to fantasy, and that's not even the best name for fantasy. So, yeah, I maybe like Tech Ninja and Hex Wolf. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out together. But Ninja and Wolf, and I went over it in Collier's Conquerors, which is my private group. I did a live thing with that where I talked a little bit more about the story idea. But it's super fun, and I'll give you a little bit. It's about a guy who he's trained as a ninja. They break him mentally, as they're supposed to do, and then he just goes freaking psycho. So imagine like the Joker meets Ace Whetstone from the Bizarre Blades. But he's pretty psychotic, but he can still make decisions and, fall in love and stuff like that. But it's kind of like the Joker, just not as insane. And he gets a wolf demon inside of him, which I kind of see as like this Pokemon that he needs to level up every book. And that's like the goal, is him to just keep leveling up the spirit so he can combat the ninja families of the world, because they are stealing kids to train them as ninjas, and put this in a science fiction setting. So it just sounds so fun, but I'm really having a lot of fun with this project with Jonathan Yanez, and I'm really looking forward to having you guys read it. Guys, that's it for this update. Check out the books below. They're from some of my closest friends, and they are awesome. I love you all, and I will update you as soon as I know something more about the books. I'm going to go ahead and continue writing book 2.